Now let's move on to iteration statement. The word iteration simply means repeating a task. Think about writing your name 100 times. Instead of writing the same statement again and again, we can use the loop. Okay. Java provides four types of loop: for loop, while loop, do while loop, and enhanced for loop. All these loops repeat a block of code, but each one is used in different situations. In this next few slides, we will understand each loop with a simple example and see when to use them. Okay. So first, let's begin with the for loop, one of the most commonly used loops in Java. A for loop is used when we already know how many times we want to repeat a task. Now look at the syntax carefully. A for loop has three parts: initialization, condition, and increment. In this example, I start at 1. The condition checks whether I is less than or equal 5. Okay, so as long as this condition is true, the loop executes. Inside the loop, the program prints the value of I. After each iteration, I plus plus increase the value by 1 by 1. Okay, value by 1. So the output becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The loop is the ideal when the number of repetition is also known in advance. Okay. Next, speaking do while loop. The do while loop is different from other loops because it executes the code first and checks the condition later. This means the loop body will always execute at least once, even if the condition is false. Now look at the program. We initialize I equal to 1. Inside the do block, the program first print the value of I, then increase it by using I plus plus. After that, Java checks the condition. I is less than I is less than or equal to 5. Since the condition is true, the loop repeats. Finally, the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember this important point. In a do while loop, the condition is checked after executing the statement. Okay. Next one is while loop. Unlike the do while loop, the while loop checks the condition first. If the condition is true, only then will be the loop execute. In this example, the variable I is initialized to 1. The condition checks whether I is less than or equal to 5. Since the condition is true, the program prints the value of I and then increases it by 1. This process continues until I becomes 6, and the point the condition becomes false and the loop stop. Okay, the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the main difference is that while loop checks first, wherever the do while loop executes first. Okay, next one, enhanced for loop. Okay, so this loop mainly used to traverse arrays and collection. It makes the code simpler because we don't need to write an index variable like I. Okay, look at the example. We have an array containing 10, 20, and 30. This statement means, for integer x colon a, means Java will take each statement from the array one by one and store it in the variable x. Okay, during the first iteration, x becomes 10. Next, it becomes 20. Finally, it becomes 30. The loop is very useful when you only need to read values from an array. Next one is jump statement. As the name suggests, jump statements are used to change the normal flow of the program execution. Okay. Java provides three jump statements: break, continue, and return. The break cut statement immediately stops a loop or a switch statement. The continue statement skip the current iteration and move to the next one. The return statement exits a method and can also return a value. In the next few slides, we will see how each of these statements work with a simple example. So let's first understand break statement. The break statement is used to immediately terminate a loop when a particular condition is met. Look at the example. The for loop starts from 1 and continues until 5. Inside the loop, there's an if condition that checks whether I is equal to 3. When I become 3, the break statement is executed. Okay, so as a result, the loop stop immediately and the remaining iterations are not executed. That's why the output is only 1 and 2. The break statement is very useful when we want to stop processing as soon as we find a required result. Okay, next term. So now let's understand the continue statement. Many students get confused between break and continue. So let's understand the difference carefully. The break statement completely stops the loop, but the continue statement does not stop the loop. Instead, it skips the current iteration and continues with the next one. Now look at the program. The for loop runs from 1 to 5. Inside the loop, we check whether I is equal to 3. When I become 3, the continue statement is executed. This means Java keeps the system.out.println statement only for the iteration. Then the loop continues with 4 and 5. That's why the output is 1, 2, 3. I mean 1 to 4 and 5. Okay, notice the 3 is skipped, but the loop continues normally. So remember, break, stop the loop completely. Continue, skip only one iteration. Okay. Finally, let's learn about the return statement. The return statement is used to end the execution of a method. It can also return a value back to the place where the method was solved. Now let's understand with this example. Here we have a method called square, which accepts one parameter named n. Inside the method, we write a return n multiple by n. This means the method calculates the square of the given number and send the result back. In the main program, we call square 5. Okay, the value 5 is passed to the method. The calculation 5 into 5 is performed and the method returns 25. Finally, system.out.println display the output 25. The return statement very important because it allows method to produce the result. It can be used in the other part of the program. Okay, summary. So let's quickly revise everything we have learned today class. Started with the control flow, right, which decide the order in which program execute. Then we studied selection statement, including if else, if later, nested if and switch, which help a program make decision. Next, we learn iteration statement such as the for loop, while loop, do while loop, and enhanced for loop. Finally, we discussed about jump statement, including break, continue, and return, which change of the normal flow. Okay. So thank you. That brings us to the end of the today's session. I hope you now clear understanding of control flow in Java and now when to use different decision making statement, loops and jump statement. I encourage you to type these programs on your own computer, run them and try changing the values to see how the output changes. Practicing is the best way to improve your programming skills. Thank you for watching.